So my whole life's worth of documents that was supposed to keep me here legally and safe, it went to the wrong address. USPS did not know where they were. I didn't know where they were. Work didn't know where they were. And everyone was like, what? Looks like you're getting deported.
What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Time Zones podcast. Guys, I have, dude, okay, this is episode number 2, but this is the first episode we're actually shooting. So, guys, I'm excited. Salman's excited. My really good friend Mahnur Khan is excited. I hope she's excited. I don't really care, but like, I hope she's happy to be here. And yeah, the hands go up, the hands go up, the hands go up. But like, yeah, guys, so Salman, what do you have to say, man?
Dude,
Episode
I'm
number 2.
super excited. I'm also super sleepy. It is almost 1 a.m. in the morning. I am terribly jet lagged. I know I'm going to be waking up in like 6 hours probably.
Yeah.
But like, it feels so good to be back and to be doing this again. And I mean, me and Saad, we both love talking to people. And Mahnur, you're going to be like the first person we've had a chance to like catch up with in a while. So honestly, this is going to be a lot of fun. And like, I know almost nothing about you, Mahnur, but I know you've got some great stories and you've done some great things. So this is going to be really fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hint, hint. She almost got deported. Hint, hint. She almost got deported, but Mahnur, take it away.
Yeah, no, thanks. I just want to say thank you for having me. This is fun. I feel like I haven't spoken to you, Saad, in like, I don't know, years, but it's nice to catch up, and I'm excited to know about your story so much. It seems like you're kind of in the same boat that I was like a few years ago.
Sure.
But yeah, it's nice. And also, sorry, this is the whole time it's really my fault because it's like 2 p.m. here, so it's like a nice time for
not
this.
at all.
But you guys have to stay up, so I apologize.
Yeah.
When I'm in the States, we normally film at like my 6 p.m., which is like 4 a.m. for Saad sometimes. So, like, you have nothing to apologize for. I am, like, suffering through the seeds of my own, my own actions.
I actually woke up for this, so I feel like guilty now. You guys are probably still awake.
You woke up for this?
Yeah.
You woke up for this? What time do you usually wake up?
No, I mean, regularly during work days and everything, even on the weekend, I'll wake up at about 10:30, but because New Year's and Christmas and everyone's just up late, so that because of that my routine was so messed up. I was waking up at like 1:30 in the afternoon, which is like you get up 2 hours later, the sun's down, and you're like, where did my day just go? But
Exactly. So, by the way, I want to ask you, like, you're over here as a guest, but like I know you from through school and all that. But right now you're an accomplished designer. You're working for this packaging design company, but you graduated from Pratt. So tell us what that was in like a few minutes, like what the Pratt journey was like. So like, yeah, just take it away. Just like start speaking.
So I obviously we went to Head Start together, and I applied to college. I was really stubborn. I wanted to not stay in Pakistan just because with art and stuff you don't have much of it. You don't have a lot of universities you can apply to. And I just wanted to
here. For sure.
I wanted to come to New York, but it's hard. So I applied to a bunch of places, and I got into Pratt, which was a big deal. And I wanted to get a scholarship, so that it would be easier financially. And so that also managed to work out. Alhamdulillah. Again, I feel like it's your efforts, but eventually you end up where you're meant to. So that happened, and I did my first 2 years in upstate New York in their upstate campus in Utica, which was a whole different experience. I'm not going to dive into that much, but and then the last 2 years was in campus.
Utica, man.
You guys have heard enough stories about Palermo's and stuff. Yeah.
Nothing to do there. Nothing to do there. There's nothing to do there
except like in your dorm and hear that someone in the building next door just got murdered. So now you're under your whole building's in lockdown.
I fucking swear. Wait, people got murdered there? People got fucking murdered there?
Yeah, we would like once or twice a month you would have a security alert saying, okay, the dorm is in lockdown because there's somebody in the house next door got murdered, and then everyone's like, oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
my
kind
whole
of sketch.
aim in life was just to make sure my parents never found out that somebody next door was getting murdered, because my dad would be like, all right, next, like, back
Yes,
to
I was just
Pakistan.
gonna get into that. Brown,
Yeah.
exactly. Brown parents freak the fuck out. You tell them anything like that, they'll be like, "Koi scene hi nahi hai, come back. We've already booked the next flight." You know, just straight up, just come back.
It was a lot, and I think I was in RA sophomore year, so upstate New York, and when you're in RA, you hear and you deal with the most insane situations. So
Yeah.
there were like people with guns on campus. There's
RA
like,
life.
I don't know, it was like so much stuff to deal with.
Guns on campus.
But anyway, when I came to Brooklyn, that was like a little more relaxed, because I guess Brooklyn's a little better than Utica. And then after
Yeah.
that, I graduated and I got a job with the A Package Design Company in Manhattan. So I've just been with them since then. I think it's been a year, a year and a couple of months now. So
Damn.
Okay,
And-
so what I want to ask.
And a few questions that I want to ask from the design perspective. Wait, Salman.
No,
Wait
no,
to start
no,
the
no.
packaging
Okay,
design
fine,
while
go
part.
ahead.
I just want to ask this part,
Go
then you can
ahead.
take over. ठीक है?
none of these paintings
I just
are
wanna ask
mine
this
if those
fucking
are
thing,
one
bro.
of your
ठीक है?
questions. None of these paintings are mine.
Really?
I know you've
Really?
been- I know you've been trying
That's
to
what
get them.
that's
They're
honestly I
photographs.
thought I thought they're yours. I thought they're fucking yours. Like straight up, I remember you making the most amazing shit back when we were when we were in A levels. Like your work was stunning. I remember. But
yeah, no,
but
I
yeah,
haven't
back
been
onto the
to
packaging
one.
design company. So the company that you work for, do they only specialize in packaging design? And so what are the different experiences that you've gone through that most people would not know that you've gone through this company?
Oh God. So the company that I work for, they do they handle essentially everything that's available in department stores. So they do all the beauty and the bath. They do the home and decor, they
Yeah.
do kitchen, they do paper. We design like all of it, and it goes on to
Yeah.
all these department stores. So I am in the bath and beauty section. So I design the packaging and the labels for just the bath and beauty products, which is a lot of fun because you get to be really creative.
That's fucking
you have
crazy.
A lot of freedom, but
Yeah.
because it's for so many department stores, it's so fast paced that the difference between college and work was that you would, for example, my package design class in school, you would design one, pretty, for example, pasta box in like a week. But at work, you have to design
Yeah.
maybe 5 to 10 different packaging in a day. So you have to be really, really, really fast. You have to be like super creative, and it's hard because sometimes you just have a major creative
Oh
block.
shit.
Wait, so
Five-
my question.
I'm just
Son,
wondering,
hold up.
5 to 10 a fucking day.
Do these
How-
all go up on
five-
shelves? Like, do you ever see
Yeah,
your
yeah.
stuff lying around? Do you think you're gonna see it in like the coming future?
So I actually, for the first time on Thanksgiving, saw something that I had made in the store because there's a turnaround
That's
time. Like
crazy.
so what you design right now is essentially just going to the client because they've asked for a bunch of different options. So we make hundreds of things to show them. From those, they choose. Actually, I don't know how many they choose, but they choose a certain amount that goes into production. Once those go into production, they're approved. They come back to us. We make sure they look exactly how we want it to look. The dimensions are right. The colors are right. The fonts
Exactly.
are right. Labels are right. And then they hit the stores when they're
CMYK.
supposed to. So if I am working on holiday items right now, they're not going to hit the store till that very particular holiday. So till
course.
4th of July, you're not going to see the 4th of July stuff. But I
see. So you have
recently-
special editions to shit as well. Okay.
Yeah. So I recently actually went into one of the stores because I wanted to see if there was anything that I made, and I actually did find something, and I had like a horrible picture of me like holding it and just like, because that was the first time I saw
That's
it.
cute.
It was
That's
a weird
so
experience. Like you go there and you're like, oh, like I made that, but would I buy that? Like I don't know. It's just
cool.
interesting.
Baby. It's like your baby in the real world. It's like your baby in the real world in the flesh, and like it's just like it's out there living, breathing, interacting with customers. That is what it's all about. That is what design is all about. Like the final product, that euphoria at the end, where you see that product in a customer's hand, in a customer's shopping cart, or anywhere else that is not on your computer screen. It's just euphoric. You just feel all these emotions that you're like, I made that, and I'm sure the first time you feel it is intense, but like as you get used to it and all that, the emotions die down. But like the first time, I'm assuming when you saw it, you were like probably on the inside, you were like jumping.
Yeah, it was weird because you know that physical touch really adds to the experience because you're like, oh my god, like this was
Yeah,
only on my screen for God knows how many weeks, and I was going back and forth with the client to try to make
exactly.
this nice, and now it's like here, and you're like, sometimes you're like, this is what it turned
Yeah,
out to be, like this is not what I had in my head, but sometimes it's like,
yeah,
oh, this is exactly
exactly.
how I wanted it to look. So it's interesting, yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
fucking
yeah,
crazy,
it's nice.
Okay, the next thing
dude.
I want to know is
Always,
that, I mean, you've
always love
designed a ton of
connecting.
stuff. I'm sure college had you go through a ton of projects, and you say you work through like 5, 6 ideas a day at work now, right? So what is an idea or a couple ideas that you've come up with that you're super proud of?
At work or in general.
Well, if you can talk about work, that's great. Otherwise, in
In
general,
general,
at
in general.
college, for your portfolio.
So I think the one, I don't think downside, I think this is everybody, is that when you start working, especially if you're working in a very particular field like I am, like package design, your creativity has to be only in package design in a way because you're not making anything other than that. So
Mm,
I think
mm,
some of my best pieces as a designer that I've made sure have been at work, but my ideas that I've ever had, probably some of them were in school because you had the creativity of just doing anything.
you had the
So I think
creativity.
two of
Exactly.
the things that I actually was the most proud of, it's weird how it ties back into religion, and I don't want to like necessarily talk about religion, but that was like the one thing that was,
It's all
that
good.
makes you
It's all
stand
good.
out. Yeah, stand out of the crowd. So I think one of the things that I made that I was always really proud of was that I came up with senior year. These are both senior year projects. My first one was I came up with this concept of that I named hijab bay, like hijab and bay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah,
reason I did that, it was
yeah.
basically like a portable hijab. It was really really small. It was made out of like recycled material. It was a cloth, and you could fold it and make it so small that you could carry it in your purse. And the whole idea was for Muslim women like myself who don't necessarily cover their heads, but they do pray. Sometimes you're in a situation where, you're in your class and you want to pray and you're like, oh, I have nothing to cover my head with.
Take it away. What were we talking about, guys? Sorry for the short pause.
I
What were we
have
talking
no
about?
idea.
What were
Fun
we talking?
fact,
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah, you're right.
headphones
Hijab
kept
bay.
saying battery low.
Hijab
I
bay.
didn't believe
Continue.
him.
Continue.
Yeah.
So let's hear about it.
Yeah, so that was one of my projects. It was just like a really, really tiny piece of cloth that you can fold and like tuck into your bag. It came with a little pouch, and the whole
Yeah.
idea was that you wouldn't really miss a prayer no matter where you were,
Mm-hmm.
because you could just. So that was one thing that I
Yeah.
really enjoyed making, and it had like a good response. My
Yeah.
professor spoke about it in front of the president of Pratt, which was nice because I was like, oh, like I didn't think this was going to be that important because I thought it was like one of
That's
those
fucking
personal
crazy.
projects that mean a lot
That's
to you, but people
crazy.
outside don't care. But I guess
Okay.
it had a good yeah. So that
I
was
get it.
nice. And then the second
I
thing that
get
I was
it.
also really proud of was similar. I wanted to do something fun, like just your own projects. You need to enjoy them too. So I came up with this board game that was called Islam 101, and it was made for people that aren't necessarily Muslim, but they're very curious to know about Islam, which was basically all of my friends in college. People meet a Muslim with certain kinds of like
Ah.
assumptions or whatever, and they want to learn, they want to know.
Ah.
So it was like, oh, this would be so much fun because me and my friends play so many board games.
Mm.
It's always like Cards Against Humanity or, like stuff like that. So it's like, what if there was a game that would be super easy for someone who didn't know about Islam to kind of learn?
Yeah.
So I came up with that, and it was like a whole board. It had all the cards, the dice, and all of that stuff. And it was a pain in the butt to design and to build, but it came out really well, and that was fun. So I think those are
Yeah.
two ideas. Did I what?
Did you get with it? Can we do wait. I want to ask you, do you have any printed copies of that card game, and do you still have the files? Because I would love to fucking distribute that or play that, or
I
you should be
actually
putting
do,
it up
but
for
it's a
sale or
prototype.
something.
Like,
If it's an actual
yeah,
working
I do
board
have it.
game.
Like I had to have because a part of the project was to
We
actually
can test it. We
physically
can test it.
have it because you're going to be graded on the idea, the concept, the outcome, all of that. So I do have it. The reason I haven't
Exactly.
gotten rid of it is
Exactly.
because obviously I don't want to. But the second thing is that I never actually got around to photographing it and putting it on my website yet. So it's still there. But yeah, no, I could definitely, yeah.
You should. You should. Manu, you know what I think you should do? Because I'm really interested in it, and I'm assuming there's going to be thousands or more designers all around the globe who'd be interested in it. You should document and present your
Yeah.
work more often. Like like apart from your college works, I don't know what work you've been
It's
working on.
so
Your
dead, my,
Instagram,
like, design
like
Instagram.
you, I
Yeah.
relatively from what I remember, your Instagram is dead. Yeah. Please fucking post there because I want to know what my
I
friend
know,
Manur
I
Khan from
think
back
that's,
in A
like,
levels is
my
doing.
own problem,
I
though.
really want. Like I'm sure
I
there's a
think
lot of
that's
other
like my
people
own
as
problem
well.
though, because I feel like no, I
Just
feel
post.
so my private Instagram, like my personal Instagram, is private, and I don't other than people that I know, I don't have anyone following me, and so I don't know, like the whole public aspect of it, even though it's not me, it's just my work. I'm very like, oh, I don't know what I want to put out there. I don't know, but I should definitely make it more active. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, that's fair.
Really?
That's
You
how I feel
should.
about my private Instagram.
You
I
should. You
just-
definitely should.
Yeah,
Very
like
lazy too.
over the past
It's a
year,
lot
I've
of
just
effort to
become
post stuff.
even more private on my Instagram, and like there's just very few things that you can
Man.
see or post, or I don't know. So
I swear to God, man.
Also, there are people I like.
Speaking of
I
laziness,
met
do
in
guys
the
know
last
who's
couple
fucking king when it
months.
comes to sharing shit on this podcast?
what?
Than this guy.
Sal, I'm gonna ignore what you just said
Nobody's the
and
king
say
at
what I
being
said
more lazy
again.
at sharing shit than Salman Sultan Ali.
Oh,
Then
I'm lazy as hell.
Then Salman
Dude,
Sultan Ali.
so-
This guy who refuses to share anything, guys.
So listen,
This guy
here's
refuses.
my current private Instagram debacle. I met a couple friends in August, all right, and we got some great pictures. I look amazing in them, and I wanted to post them, but I didn't. And then September came around. I met a couple more friends, and I wanted to post those original pictures, but now I had newer pictures that were more recent. And it's like, if I post those and not these, like that's weird. Because I just met these guys. I should
Yeah.
post about meeting them. But if I post these and then go back and post the old ones, that's
Oh
even
my
weirder. Because
God.
it's like, what, did you forget about me for 3 months?
Salman.
So
Salman-
my
Salman-
current plan
Salman,
is to
you're
make an Instagram post before my birthday,
Salman, you're
which is in a
fucking
couple of
thinking too much
days.
into it.
Because that way I'm going to throw all the posts I missed into one post. But I have to do it before my birthday because I can't like post a throwback year-long
When's your
post
birthday?
on my birthday when I should be posting about like cake or something. It is on the 6th. It's actually the same as Saad's birthday.
You guys,
In 3 days.
I'm on the 16th.
Oh, that's
It's
very
the same
exciting.
Really? That's badass. Do you know Capricorns have always been the most
Okay, I'm not gonna
badass
brag
star sign on the
here.
planet.
I didn't want
I don't care what anybody else says.
I think I'm saying I was.
What?
I didn't
What
wanna
did she say?
brag, but, you know,
What did she say?
so.
Yeah, we are. We
Mhm.
definitely are. Capricorns have got their shit together. I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
Like, you know,
Most
she's got
of
Manur
us.
Khan pursuing packaging design. She's fucking killing it at her job. We're doing the podcast. Salman, you're also fucking killing
Yeah,
it, bro.
it really
like
sounds like you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
We're moving on.
I don't know
Alright.
what you're up to,
guys,
but I'm
before
pretty
we run out of
happy
time-
with
But it
myself.
definitely sounds like you guys are killing it, and that's great. That's great. I think we have a lot of people our age that are doing absolutely
you.
nothing. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Before we run out of time, your deported story, your deported story,
so this is
like
not
where you were
something
almost
that
kicked
I
out of the
wanna,
country.
like,
Please tell me that
share,
story
honestly,
before
but,
we.
like, I think it's
before
funny.
we
It's
have to go.
obviously nothing bad, but it's bad. It's just. I mean, like
Really?
it's nothing bad.
You
It's
don't?
just funny, so I
Okay.
like sharing it. But basically, so
Whatever
yeah,
you're
so
comfortable
this year,
with. Yeah, it's
I
funny.
I had to transition from my student visa to my work visa, and obviously with Corona, the whole thing just went. It was awful. There was a period of time where they said we're not even giving visas anymore. You need to leave the country, and I
Oh
was
shit.
like I didn't plan for this. But anyway, so I was waiting to hear back for my visa. I applied in March, and you usually hear back by like May if you've gotten it. That's like the first round of whether you've gotten it or not. And like my name didn't come out in the lottery because it's a lottery based whatever. And so I was like, oh no, it didn't come out. I'm probably going home. And then it was like, okay, there's going to be a second one, but the second one is so close to the date that I actually have to leave the country because your visa expires. Like, someone I'm sure you know about, like the OPT and CPT, like, you know, your months,
Oh
you
yeah.
have a certain amount of time. And then if you don't hear back or you don't get your visa, you have to leave the country. So I had to leave mid
Oh shit.
September was my cutoff when I had to leave if I don't get the visa. And I waited and waited and waited to the beginning of August and I never heard from them. And at that time people were saying, well, you know, with Trump and everything, that's it. There's no more visas, you need to leave. And so I actually started selling all of my stuff and I was like ready to come home. I was booking my flight. I had booked my flight actually, and nobody knows this actually, but I booked my flight. I sold my furniture. I did everything. I got going away presents. My friends threw me a going away party. It was really bad. And 6 days before I was supposed to get deported, I found out that I got the visa. But in order to make sure you get the visa, you have to have your life's worth of paperwork gone to Homeland Security before the day you have to get deported. And that's a lot of paperwork. So me and my lawyer, we sat down and we started doing everything and my work, my boss, everyone's helping out. And we finally, I was supposed to get deported, or my last day legally in this country was a Monday. So I had to have everything with Homeland Security latest Monday, but it would be better if you got it the Friday before. So my work sent all of my documents to my lawyer, who was then going to send it to Homeland Security. And on Thursday, my work sent it to the wrong address, the documents. So my whole life's worth of documents that was supposed to keep me here legally and safe, it went to the wrong address. USPS did not know where they were. I didn't know where they were. Work didn't know where they were. And everyone was like, what? Looks like you're getting deported. And I just was in my room like,
jeez.
Like, I just put all of this effort for 5 years for you to send me the wrong address and get it lost in the mail. Anyway, we did everything so fast. I, like, on hold had a plane ticket in my hand that was basically gonna get, we were going to make another package of the same documents, and I was going to, like, pick it up, fly to DC, to Homeland Security or Virginia, wherever, and give it to them myself. My friends had, like, a car standing on backup in case we need a drive.
Wow.
And we got my documents there Monday morning, which was my last day to stay in the country.
Did you take the flight?
But they got there Monday, and Monday was my last day to be here legally. And yeah, so
damn.
Did you take the flight? Did you take the flight?
That's really intense.
Good.
And then I found out later,
Dude,
that if I had left the country
I'm
and
just
found
saying.
out that I'd gotten my visa, I would have lost that opportunity because you have to be here. So if I had just been like packed up my stuff, gone back home, you know, whatever, and found out that I got it, end of story. So.
Wow, dude, life is just like that. These little moments where you have to, you know, it's like it's either all in or all out. Dude, shit like this gets my blood flowing. I'm gonna be honest.
At least for me,
that
nothing good comes.
That was exhilarating.
It just doesn't. You have to reach that point where you're like pulling your hair out and crying hysterically and haven't eaten in days, and then you're like, oh, you got your visa, and you're like, I didn't even enjoy it when I found out. Like when I found out I got it, I was like, I deserve this crap. I put in so much effort. If you didn't give me this visa, I would cry. So.
Yeah.
So I might just have been in Pakistan.
Man.
Wow. And guys, that's crazy. And on that bombshell, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Manur has been a crazy guest. What a way to kick off season 2 with such a crazy story. I love shit like this, guys. But yeah, I guess we're done. Peace. Adios. Goodbye.